Okay, so what we did is we just passed around our good flyer. So we're going to start by just talking about some of the bonuses, and then we're going to start from the very beginning on how to make that happen, whether you're new or you've been with us for a while. And I just started the recording, so for those of us who couldn't be on live. All right, so the good bonuses is something that they rolled out at conference, and basically you have the ability to earn a $10,000, a $15,000, a $25,000, a $50,000, or a $75,000 bonus, which is really, really cool. And the thing is let's say you're an emerald, or let's say you're a ruby, or let's say you're brand new. You can actually, if you can find two people right off the bat, Sarah, like let's say you found two people that wanted to run and get that $10,000 bonus, and then you just had three other distributors that were just doing a little bit, and they were maybe pulling in about $400 in sales. You could actually yourself get the diamond bonus for $10,000, and you can also get the $15,000 on top of that just by helping two people get the good bonus, because that would bring you to double diamond. How cool is that?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So all existing distributors have until March 31st to get to whatever point that you think you can do. If you can find three people to do that, and then they can find a couple of people, I mean, it's very possible. We had people last year that took 3 or 4, I think last year we only had 3 bonuses, but they took all 3 of them. And they did it for their spouse as well. So, and those were the 22-year-olds that I was telling you about. So it's super, super exciting. And then the triple diamond bonus is $25,000. The presidential bonus, if you hit it up for the first time, is $50,000. And then the ambassador bonus is $75,000. So it's very cool, all very achievable. It's definitely going to be hard work, but you're not going to do anything different than you've always done. You're still going to blitz, wrap, and repeat to get to the same thing. You're just going to do more of it and hopefully attract more people to do it with you, because if there's more than just you, it kind of spins a little bit faster. So we're going to go through our steps to success sheet first. So I'm going to go ahead and just pass those around, because this is the base of our business. Okay, and so our goal is, whether you're brand new or whether you're starting the month and it's the February 1st like it is today, we're going to start a brand new sheet. Okay, so we already know that step 1 is already done. We've already come on board. We've already gotten our tools. We have our auto ship set up. We have our website set up. And so we really start with step 2. So every month our goal is to find 4 people to join us as a loyal customer. Okay, and then we're going to find 3 people that want to do the business. So if you already have loyal customers, you can go ahead and put them on those lines. Okay, and we really want to find those 4 loyal customers in our first 30 days, or every 30 days. Your goal is to find your first 30 days. And how do we find loyal customers? We find them by doing the wrap party and asking that question at the very last page of that new party pad, right? Would you like to join us as a loyal customer or as a distributor? So we find people by blitzing. We wrap them, we go through the party pad, and then we let them decide how they're going to fit into our business. Okay, so get a wrap on them, and you're going to find your loyal customers, and you're also going to find your distributors the same way. Okay, so every month you find your 4 loyal customers so that you can get your boxes of wraps for $25 a piece and your wrap rewards. And then you're going to look for your 3 people that want to join you. And so if you, like Sarah, you can go ahead and put Rachel's name on the first line. And you're now looking for 2 more people. And how many loyal customers?
2.
You have 2 loyal customers. And I'm using Sarah as an example because she just started her business. You're what, in your 2nd week?
Yeah.
Yeah, in her 2nd week, she already has 2 loyal customers, which means she's Fast Start qualified, which is very important for bonuses. And she also has her first distributor who she's teaching how to go through these 3 steps as well. Okay, so when you go through your steps to success, and then you teach your 3 people how to do step 1, step 2, and step 3, that's pretty much going to land you on Ruby. Now, Ruby's so important because the base of our business is the Ruby. Okay, once you know how to get to Ruby, so when you complete this and help 2 people to complete this, you're going to be at Ruby with the average income of $599 a month. Once you learn how to get to Ruby, then you know how to teach people how to get to Ruby by following the steps to success. And once you learn how to make rubies, do you know it's only 3 rubies to make a diamond? So if you think about that, you can make a ruby in 30 days. If you're hustling, wrapping people, going through the party pad, and filling out your steps to success in 30 days, you can make a ruby in 30 days. So if you teach Rachel how to be a ruby, and then you find somebody else to come on board and teach them how to get to Ruby, that's going to end you up on Emerald. So if you can, a good pace is, and we have to pick up the pace a little bit more because we only have till March 31st, but a good pace for a brand new distributor, since they do have 3 full months, is to get to Ruby in your first 30 days, teach 2 people how to get to Ruby, which will bring you to Emerald in your 60 days, and then in 90 days, one of those guys is going to teach 2 people how to get to Ruby and become an Emerald, and then you'll be a Diamond. Okay, so that's a good pace, but we got to pick it up a little bit further for existing distributors. March 31st is our deadline. So I just want to go through what a Ruby worksheet is, okay? Because if you can take 3 Ruby worksheets, okay, and you can go ahead and find 3 people to fill them out, you are a Diamond. Okay, so everybody go ahead and keep this. Don't write on it. You can make copies on my copy machine before you leave so that you have 3. But the most important thing is you want to identify your 3 Rubies right away and give them this sheet along with a steps to success sheet, and then teach them how to fill it out. Okay, so for you, Sarah, you would put, if you think Rachel's going to be a runner, you're going to put Rachel in the executive. You're going to teach her how to go through the steps to success sheet, so make sure you bring home a sheet for her. And she's going to look for her 3, but even if she finds 2 and finds her 4 loyal customers to kind of make herself, each one of those, a $400 block, she'll be an executive. You go find 2 more people to come on board and teach them the steps to success, then you're going to go ahead and be a Ruby pretty quickly, okay? Now, I want you to go ahead and look at the Diamond worksheet. Hi, Kelly. We are live streaming and recording. Okay, go ahead and take one, Phil, and pass it around. And I want you to look at the Diamond worksheet here, and you can find this located in your eSuite, in your back office, so you can get your steps to success back there, you can get your Ruby worksheets back there, and you can get your Diamond worksheets back there. So I think it's really important, if you're shooting for a $10,000 Diamond bonus, that you have 3 Ruby worksheets printed out, your steps to success printed out, and also your Diamond worksheet. So let's look at it, and you can see that the Rubies are all in red, okay? So this is where your Rubies need to be located on your Diamond worksheet in order for you to look like a diamond, okay? It's very strategic. It's kind of like a puzzle. So for instance, look at the very top line here. You're going to have your emerald, right? So look at the emerald on the left-hand side. And then move over to your right and dip down a little bit, and you're going to see the ruby. So you're going to see a ruby that's personal to you. Okay, so a distributor that filled out the steps to success sheet and gets to the ruby level. You're going to put her name here, and then you're going to fill out, as she brings people on board, you're going to plug them into these boxes, okay? The emerald is your main guy. This one is your runner. Okay, so the Ruby's also running because Ruby's not easy to do, so you definitely need to get out there and run. But an emerald needs to find 2 people that want to run and make them Rubies. So let's look at the first box again on the left-hand side, the upper left box. And it says emerald. Now look at what an emerald looks like. An emerald has 1, 2, 3, 4 people direct to him. Okay, the first 2 are that distributor's runners, meaning they're really out there to win it, okay? And so you can see they have, the first Ruby has the 3 boxes under them, and one of their 3 distributors finds 2. Remember, they're all trying to find 3 distributors based on the steps to success, but even if one of them just finds 2, and they're at $400, meaning in sales, they can be loyal customers, they can be distributors, whatever's under that distributor to make up that $400 block, that means they're qualified. So you have your first Ruby under that emerald. Now the emerald sponsors another distributor, and that distributor is running. They're wrapping people like crazy. They're telling people about this opportunity, and they have also found 3 distributors. Those 3 distributors are going through the steps to success. They're blitzing, they're wrapping people, they're repeating, and one of them finds 2. Remember, they're all looking for 3, but one of them finds 2, so the second person is now a Ruby as well. And then they find 2 other distributors that are at $400 a piece. So maybe they're on board, but maybe they're not hustling. Or maybe their goal is to just do a little bit. Or maybe they're slow starting. I mean, whatever the circumstances, they just have to be at 400. So that's your emerald. And now, okay, let's look at their second guide. Their second guide, direct to them, doesn't have to get to emerald. They just need to get to ruby. Okay, and then you have the 3 other people direct to them. So a diamond is built on you having 5 people direct to you. Okay, and those guys need to be at 400. And how do we create a $400 block? We get those 4 loyal customers and distributors, and anything that's sales under them has to be 400. So, but that is a diamond. Do you guys have any questions? It's pretty self-explanatory, right?
Once you start plugging in it.
Yeah.
Once you actually get your names,
Once you
actually get to write the names on there, then it
Exactly.
becomes a lot
You know,
more
in the
clear.
beginning, you're going, oh my gosh, there's 25 blocks. It can be overwhelming. But if you take your 3 ruby sheets, there's 5 blocks on each ruby sheet. So you find your 5 people, and then you identify, okay, so Wendy is, I think Wendy has a lot of contacts. She's wrapping people left and right. She's getting people on board. Wendy, I believe, is going to be my emerald. So I'm going to put Wendy in my emerald spot because she already has 3 people, and she has another appointment coming up in a couple of days. So this person's probably going to sign up. So Wendy is going to be my emerald. Now, Wendy, who are out of your 4 people that you have on board, and we know that you're going to get a 5th person on board this week, who are your 2 runners? And so Wendy will tell me who the 2 people are that are out there. They're booking parties, they're wrapping people, they're going crazy with this crazy wrap thing, and they're going to become her rubies. Okay, and so she takes 2 ruby sheets and 2 steps to success sheets. She gives them to those 2 people, and those are plugged in under her top runner, which is going to make that guy an emerald. Okay, and then she has another girl that's direct to her. And she says, okay, you need to get to ruby. Here's your steps to success sheet. And then she plugs the names in as they come on board. And then Wendy's still filling out her steps to success sheet every single week, every single month, because she's still trying to build her 3 other teams as well as help the teams that are running. Okay, because Wendy needs 5 total to get to diamond. So a diamond is 3 rubies, okay, 2 under 1 person, 1 is direct to you, 3 people at $400, and every block needs to be $400, and there's 25 blocks total. So, but only 3 rubies. So that's not very overwhelming. So, anybody have any questions that might help the team? No? Okay. Well, and I can't hear you guys out there, so you have no questions. Kelly, I don't know how you do this for a living. Anyway, we need our news anchor to be doing this from now on. Because I'm just not very good at it. But anyway, go
I
ahead.
have a question on step 2. When you're filling in your loyals, it's loyals that you are going to have. It's not loyals you currently have, right? It's ones you hope to get.
You know, that is a really good question, Wendy, because you know what I like to do? I always have, and today's February 1st, so I'm going to take my 2 sheets. Is that your goal sheet or is that your filled out sheet? Okay,
Well, this is my goal for February.
Okay. All right, so here's a good example. And Wendy Moker had a really good question. She goes, so is the steps to success sheet supposed to be the people that you already have on board or the people that you're hoping to have on board? And that's a great question because what I like to do on the 1st of every month, I put February on the top of my steps to success sheets. I have 2. Okay, so what I do is I have my goal sheet and then I have my reality sheet. Okay, and so I'm going to write down all the people that I think, and you should have your hundreds list. You know, you always want to have your hundreds list as you're out and about. Jen this week collected 3 names from strangers. She's a great blitzer, but she said it's definitely out of her comfort zone to ask for phone numbers. And, you know, your hundreds list is going to start with the people that you know, which is your warm market. And so those are friends and family members and neighbors and maybe teachers and friends at school, whatever the case may be. But eventually, you're going to run through your warm market, and you're going to have your cold market, which is people that you don't know, the strangers. And so as we blitz and hand out our cards, you want to constantly add to that list. Okay, so as you're calling and going through the list, maybe you're sending them a, have you tried that crazy wrap thing by text or by email or by Facebook, or you're sending them a blitz card virtually through the computer, or you're handing a stranger a blitz card. If you can get a phone number, you want to add their name to your hundreds list, and you want to keep building upon that every day. And you want to make sure you contact and call all of them. And I always suggest calling the people that you think would be the best. We all have these people in our head. You're like, oh my gosh, if they could actually see this vision, then they would be great at this. But the hardest part is getting them to see what we see, right? But and then a lot of times we're afraid to call them. They're gonna think we're crazy, because people do think we're crazy. We're the crazy ones, right? So you want to call those people, and you want to have passion in your voice. And a lot of times, it's easier to text, it's easier to Facebook. It's kind of the chicken way out. For me, I know it's easy. But if you're really excited and passionate about something, the best thing you can do is pick up the phone and call them, because you want them to hear the excitement in your voice. People, and you want to tell them why you're doing this, because people don't so much care what you have as they care why you're doing it. And if you can have excitement in your voice and passion in your voice and share with them why you're doing this business, what it's going to help you and your family with, and then share what this crazy wrap thing is and what it's been able to do for some of the people that maybe you don't have a story in the business yet because you're new. Share my story, share Jen's story, share Kelly's story, share whoever's story until you have your own, and say, I'm going to get there. And I'm not going to give up, because I know this is going to change our family for generations and generations, okay? So what you're going to do from that hundreds list is you're going to take your goal sheet and you're going to write down names. And I usually, and I could see Jen does it too, they start trickling down the back, because they are, that you have your 4, and then you might have more than 4, and you're going to start writing your names and their numbers on the back and that kind of thing, okay? So anyway, those are the people that you think might be interested in the business. Okay, and these are people that you might be interested in becoming a distributor. But what's interesting is the people that you think might become a distributor probably won't, and the people that you think would never do this do. It's kind of crazy. So that's why you don't want to prejudge people, and you just want to wrap them and go to the party pad and let them decide, because we are just such bad judges sometimes. Okay, so you have those names, and that's your goal, and you go, I'm going to land them this month. And then as they come on board, as they sign up, then you plug them into your Steps to Success blank sheet, okay? And your goal is to get it filled out every single month. Some month you might have to fill out 2 if you're really on fire, and some month you may not have half of it filled out. So you just, every month, just get in a habit of printing it out. And it's kind of your job description. It's kind of nice to know what you need to do, and it's not overwhelming. You have one party a month, you're going to get 4 loyal customers like in an hour, You definitely want to have more parties than 1 a month, though. I mean, even Major Jones and Cammie Dempsey, who are 2 black diamonds in the company, they fill out their sheets every single month, and they even admit sometimes they do and sometimes they don't fill it all out. So, but that is definitely your goal. So that was a great question. Anybody else?
I had a question this morning from one of my team members who said, when you say you contact someone, you meet someone, and I actually had this happen to me too, and they were, I started talking about it, and they were very excited. Oh my gosh, I'm going to do it. Let's get something together. I went home, called and Facebooked, and I said, okay, here are the dates that are available. What do you think? Let me know. Didn't hear back. I call her and leave her a message. Wait. Finally, she messages me back. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was so busy. What about the end of February, beginning of March? I'm like, you were so excited about it the other day. So of course I was like, well, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Here are some dates. Give her dates right away for end of February, beginning of March. Crickets. I don't hear anything yet. And Tony was asking me about this too. She, had a high school friend who responded to a Facebook thing, and la 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 la, and then silence.
Right.
So do you just drip on them like we said?
They're on your list,
and
a lot of times, like I'll show you some of my sheets, when we turn this off and we're finished here. But I have people that I move to the next sheet every single month, and I have people that have been on the hook, and if you're watching, you know who you are. For 2 years, every month they're ready, and every month they do something else. They're $99, and so I just transfer them to the next sheet, and to the next sheet, and I think that's why we need to add more people to the funnel. Because if we're counting on those 2 people that have told us, I promise I'm going to do it this month, and you're counting on those 2 people, they're humans, and we know what humans do. And so you just have to add more people. I mean, I probably have 10, 12 people that I've been every single month waiting and waiting and
So
waiting
do
and
you
waiting.
check back with them every month?
I
Or
check
do you-
back with them every month,
Every month.
every
Okay.
single month.
Like, and what do you say?
I just say, well, if they told me they are on, like I have 2 people and they were ready last week on Monday, okay, and
For
to sign up, they were
To sign
ready.
up.
They were going to call me that night. I touched base with them in the morning. They were going to do it, and then another day, and I'm like, "Are you ready? When can we talk today? When can we talk today?" And then another day, "When can we talk today?" And then finally, after 3 days of doing that, it's going to be once a week.
Right.
Are you ready? And if they nothing, then I'll move them to 2 days. I mean, every 2 weeks, and then it'll be once a month. And sometimes I let months go by, and then I check back in with them again. But my goal is to constantly find new people to add to that. I want to do this list because somebody's going to pull the trigger at some point.
And is that the same if they just want to try the wrap?
Yeah, if they want to try the wrap, I mean, I have somebody that's, in the Orlando area, and she doesn't know what she's interested in yet. She said, I could possibly be interested in becoming a distributor, but I'd like to try it first. I've been sick for a week, but I am going to head over there and get a wrap on them. It's like, when can I come to you? So you need to go to them at their convenience and say, hey, listen, even if you only have 5 minutes, let me just take a before picture. Let me get the wrap on you, and let's schedule something next week. Within the next 3 to 7 days, where I can sit down with you over coffee for half an hour and go through the details. And if you can't connect, you can always send one of our videos to them by text, by email, or by Facebook, and then set up a phone call to follow up. But you want to get that wrap on. And if they don't have time, five minutes to walk in, take a picture, throw it on them, and tell them to text you back their after picture in a couple of days, just get that wrap on them. That's the most important thing.
And you can always mail them. Like I just mailed out some that were literally across the country.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
just encourage them to take the before and after. If they're
Exactly.
not within driving distance. Or,
Exactly.
And are they just sending you a check for the wraps? Or?
yeah. I'll take the checks from people that I
Right,
know are
right,
good for.
Yeah.
These are friends who were, in Illinois or something like that I trust to send me.
And
The
you
check.
you use the same format for people that are on your team instead of focusing on the ones that like you want to keep getting them to do something because you're going to do something.
As far as,
Well,
Distributors on your team.
right. As far as saying, okay, do you want to do this week? Are you ready to get something going?
mhm.
And if there's an excuse for it, then just leave it till next week. And
Exactly.
Try again next
It's
week.
kind of like tennis. I'll hit the ball to you. You got to hit it back. And then I'll hit the ball back. And then you hit it back. But if I'm hitting the ball and you're not hitting it back, meaning you're not doing any of the things
You're
that
not
we
playing
talked
with it.
about, then there's too many other people out there in this world that you need to go after. You can't so much believe in what people are saying as much as you have to believe their actions. So if their actions are telling you that they're running for this, then they're running for this. If they're saying they're running for this and their actions are telling you something different, then you have to believe them. The biggest thing that will slow you down is believing that somebody is going to do something because they're telling you that they're going to do something, but you can clearly see that they're not willing to do what it takes to get there. And you love people where they're at, but right now it's time to run. This is the biggest year in our company's history. Kelly, this is what we were talking about when we first got started 3.5 years ago, right? We knew that this moment in time was coming, and it is here right now. This is the year we're going to go from a $500 million company to a $1 billion company. And there were people. There was Adrienne McGrady, a friend of mine, that went to conference last year as a Ruby, and she almost quit. She went to conference as her last resort before she was going to throw in the towel. And she hadn't been in it that long, but she was just, she just wasn't in it. Her head wasn't in it. And she left there, and she is a presidential. She's shooting for the $75,000 bonus. I thought she was an ambassador because she's in the top 20 of the company income-wise. So just because somebody's a presidential and not an ambassador doesn't mean they can't be up there income-wise. But yeah, so it's just, it can be done. This is the year that can radically change your life. So there's no more time to waste on people that are saying, I want this, but just aren't willing to do what it takes. Of course we love them, like I said, but we only have a window. you know, and this window is going to change our whole life forever. It's just going to be incredible. I already have my mountain house. I'm like ready. Yes, I'm going to come join you on Dun Mountain.
That's right.
I'll buy your aunt's house on the top of the
Exactly.
mountain.
Oh, she'll
That's
probably
the one.
sell it.
Oh my
You're gonna
gosh.
build another bigger one anyway.
No way. All right, sold.
Yeah, exactly.
Get the price.
Yeah,
Get the price.
exactly.
I'll put that on my dream board. Okay, so if any of you are out there and you have any questions, text me at 561-676-1785. I'll keep it open and keep us live streaming for a couple of more minutes. And if I don't hear from you, then we're going to go ahead and end this. I did record it, so we'll send it out. We'll put it on our Facebook group, and hopefully you guys could hear us okay and see us okay, and buffering a lot right now. That's from Charlene. Okay. All right. So when a new DT is getting started and you're having them fill out the steps to success sheet. Okay, wait a minute. When new DT is getting started and you have them fill out the steps to success with you, fill in names and ask them why them. List what? Donna, I didn't quite get that. I think you have some autocorrect going on. Oh, list their qualities. Oh, that's a very good tip, Donna. Okay. So what Donna's saying, when you're having a new distributor, fill out their steps to success goal sheet. When they are putting their names on there, you want them to look, especially the distributors, you want to think, okay, so in business partners, what kind of qualities am I looking for? You know, am I looking for a go-getter? Am I looking for somebody that's super social? Am I looking for somebody who's very well connected in the community? You know, you're probably not going to look for somebody who doesn't leave their house and is not involved in any groups. They probably wouldn't be first on your list. So I love that, Donna. Thank you for sharing. So yeah, you definitely want to list some qualities that you're looking for, because if you don't know what you're looking for, how are you going to find it, right? Okay, anybody else have any questions out there? No? Okay, well, thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm going to review the recording. I am going to re-record the wrap party before I post it, because we had a baby here and had a rattle, and it was probably a lot of noise, and it was a little distracting. So I'll re-record that, and I'll post that later on throughout the day, and thank you so much for joining us.